Welcome to Hyperbole. I don't call it Hyperbole because Hyperbole makes it mine. Got out of Guardians of the Galaxy, which according to the ticket, I laugh every time they do this. They put like 3D or AVX for the fancy theater and stuff. This is AVX 3D of the Atmos. Dolby Atmosphere. So of the whole thing, the only thing that survived was of the. Not Guardians, not Galaxy, but of the. This is the best movie I've seen all year. Beats Edge of Tomorrow. We're in Crazyland territory now because Guardians of the Galaxy I enjoyed more than Cap 2, which is my favorite Marvel movie. This is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I just saw it, so okay. There's obvious newness to it, but I mean, there's emotional heartstrings at the very beginning of it that are personal to me, that do get me. And you got me on board for that. Then they go with something amazing with the opening titles, and I'm on board ever since. The interplay, the dialogue, it's fast, it's natural, and that really helps make it work when you have a raccoon creature and a tree monster and two green people with this dude. Like, my god. The movie's brilliant in the sense of what they're able to achieve with those characters. There's one human, two green people, a raccoon, and a tree. And then other aliens and this and that and this and that. It has evocations of the original Star Wars. In the battle scenes, you have a hand-to-hand fight going on with another battle over here, and another section of a battle, and space battles, like, concurrent. So that, very similar to the ending of Return of the Jedi in that feel. Quill starts off as a scavenger, so there's a bit of an Indiana Jones to it, which is very obvious. Like, it's Raiders, even framing for some things. But you've got Groot, is just incredible what they do with him, in the sense that he's got three words for his one line. But just the character and heart you get out of him is crazy. And Rocket! I got a soft spot for animals, yeah, but I damn near cried at a couple spots. And I always try to avoid spoilers, but I mean, he's acting and he's emoting, so there you go. Batista, I laugh at everyone who said Batista would be bad in this, because he's perfect in this as Drax. So literal and just, oh my god, he nails it, he's so good. And even Saldana as Gamora was great. I mean, I've liked her, but there's a weirdness to her, like, she has Angelina Jolie syndrome, what I call it, where she's so thin, but doesn't look it here, so it's not distracting to me. Karen Gillan is great as Nebula. She's badass in this. And, of course, Star-Lord is Chris Pratt, who has been in so many more things than I realized. He's perfect for this kind of character, too, where it's serious and yet fun. Like, he's able to do stuff you wouldn't expect, and oh my god. Beyond all of that, though, spoiler time, Thanos. Thanos is my favorite comic book character. Sleepwalker's up there, but Thanos is my favorite. I have a $300 statue of Thanos. I fully plan to buy an Infinity Gauntlet replica when they make it. I was gonna when they were doing it based out of Thor by Windglass, but they canceled that. But eventually they're clearly going to do it. Thanos is my favorite character in that sense. And he's badass, and Josh Brolin is perfect for him. And then they did it right. They got him. They nailed it. They nailed everybody, by the way. What is absolutely... I'm surprised it took me until this point to realize it, but we're watching the Thanos quest. Thanos gets one of his gloves, and he puts the Infinity Gems on it to gain all power. There's the Time Gem, the Soul Gem, the Mind Gem, all these different reality-affecting gems, so that you have the Infinity Gauntlet to control reality and end everything. You're omnipotent. You are the being. My favorite comic story is the Infinity Gauntlet. It's all there. And when they showed Thanos at the end of Avengers, I was like, oh, that'd be awesome. Oh my god, Avengers 2 and 3 could be this. And then they said Age of Ultron. No, I don't like Ultron much, but it'll be a good movie. Okay, so yeah. But with him here, and with the stuff they showed with the Ether in Thor 2, and I'm calling it that because it's Thor Dark World, but for simplicity. With Thor 2 showing the Collector at the end saying he's got one of the stones, that's my favorite story. And now, it's another one. They're actually really doing it with the Infinity Gems. And Thanos is the one that wants them. We're watching the Thanos quest. Except it's spread everywhere. So suddenly, this taking an extra 4 years, or an extra 2 years beyond Avengers 2 into presumably 2017 for Avengers 3, which I'm saying is going to be called Marvel's The Avengers, The Infinity Gauntlet. Or even just Infinity, because that's their new title, but I'm hoping for the Infinity Gauntlet, because people will lose their minds. That's where we're going. And with the way things ended with the Collector, because he had a mishap, the gems could be anywhere. And now looking at what's coming up, I mean, with Captain America 3, it's kind of obvious that won't be involved in it, though, I mean, well, he's got the Tesseract, he's got the Aether, and now he's got this one, the Orb is what it was. That's 3 down. It's suddenly obvious to me that Doctor Strange is going to be involved in one of these, but leading up to Avengers 3. And there'll be one in that kind of realm. That's a perfect angle for it. And stuff like that. And you never know what Ant-Man could do with it, even, for crying out loud. So it's kind of ridiculous and amazing that my favorite story and the lead up to it is actually happening in multi-million-dollar movies. Wow. Also, Cosmo's in the movie. He doesn't talk because there's no voice actor, sadly, but Cosmo's in it, and not just a little bit. He's in it. And spoilers continue. Howard the Duck. Apparently, he was in the Collector's throne room, or the collection. The only things I saw in the Collector's room specifically was Cosmo, which then they revealed fully, which was fantastic. And they also had a Dark Elf from Thor 2 in it. I couldn't make out anything else offhand, but I was giddy over Cosmo. They showed him first, and but I'm confident 100% that Adam Warlock's cocoon is in there. It's in there. I'm confident on that. But, so, after all that, do I recommend this movie? Yeah. The guys are already talking about going to see it again on Tuesday, and I'm really, really tempted, though I have to work, probably. No, I worked late on Wednesday. If there ever was one, though, this is up there with Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, Cap, Edge of Tomorrow, and this, easily. This movie is, like, it's, the reviews going in, I was reading stuff like it's Avengers, but with a breath of fresh air to the Marvel Universe, which is crazy because it's not stale. So it's like, not only has Marvel got all this awesome stuff that doesn't have an old feeling to it, but they're also doing this too. Look how good we're at it. Okay, it's not like, oh, we've had all this stuff. Here's something new. It's that you love all this. Here's more that's different. Okay, there's that. But also, there was reviews saying, like, you'll get a part of your soul back when you see it. Like, they don't make movies like this anymore. They do, but this was so well done. And the other fun review was talking about how it's Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars all together. And Raiders is one of my favorites. I can see it. There's clearly Raiders references. There's clearly, well, they even mention the, like, he even says Raiders at one point. He says Ninja Turtles. He's a kid of the 80s and stuff, and it's 2 hours, and it does not feel like 2 hours. It feels like 3 hours, and I've been over this. It's a long feeling movie that is jam-packed. Like, it doesn't feel right. Like, there's slow, quiet moments, and you wouldn't think that a 2-hour movie would have that when there's so much going on, and yet it does. It's so good, and Marvel's track record, this was the one I was the most worried about, and Marvel's track record showed they know what they're doing. Next up is Avengers 2, and good lord, from what I've heard, that's going to be amazing. And then Ant-Man, and then, well, they've left it kind of blank with Cap 2, or Cap 3, the year after. So there's some holes they're going to start filling in here. And we know that Doctor Strange is happening, so there's that, but I'm rambling more than I want to in Hyperbole. Go see this movie, go see this movie, go see this movie. It's gorgeous as well. The 3D and the visual effects are stunning. Rocket is amazing. And yeah, I cannot praise this movie enough. It is just so much goddamn fun. It got me emotionally. The opening bit, if you know me, you'll know why. Because I've been there. And yet it had heart in aspects you wouldn't expect. And it was just funny. Like, there's a bit where they're crashing, and it's intense, and it's awesome. And Drax is laughing because it's awesome, and he's cheering because it's a fun bit. Crashing, he's enjoying it. That's this movie. It's... go see it. Can't recommend enough. Go see Of the. Go see Of the in 3D. Of the 3D. That's it. Go see it. Review over. Go watch it.